We're not hearing any musica, porfa.
Oh, really?
There we go.
Yeah, let me check. How about now?
Yes, good.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to all of you for tonight's collective Footsoak. Um, I hope we have our Footsoak bucket and a cup of water to rinse our feet later ready. For those of us who have Shrimatiji's picture with them, they can put a candle in front of the photograph, and we can settle down ourselves as we begin our Footsoak tonight. So, to begin with, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Priyanka, and I'm joining you all tonight from Virginia. A little bit about myself. I received my self-realization in the year 2001, and I was a schoolgirl then, and I learned Sahaja Yoga since a very young age, which I'm very thankful for. I learned a lot of things along the way. I think initially, when I started practicing meditation was for to be able to study good, get good grades, um, study good in college, get a good job. And I think what I would like to share with all of you today is the fact that when I realized that Sahaja Yoga was much more than all of this. How I learned Sahaja Yoga to how I began learning Sahaja Yoga is a very interesting experience that I would like to share with you all. And I think many of us, I'm sure you've heard this experience from many of other Sahaja Yogis, is that I started practicing Sahaja Yoga by just sitting down in front of the photograph. I was a young girl that time. I wouldn't understand what meditation was or what chakras were or anything like that. So I would just sit down and talk to Shrimatiji's picture. And I realized that whatever I would talk today, I would see a difference tomorrow or a day after tomorrow. And I realized that I want to do this more because I realized slowly that there's something changing, there is something happening. And it was a way that my Kundalini was responding, how I was connecting to Shrimatiji's picture. That has been a very life-changing experience for me as a young girl, and it is useful even now. Even now, when I see a challenging situation, that is what I do. I take out that time in my meditations. Before I start my meditation, I do that for 5 minutes, maybe. I empty out my heart, and that helps me become thoughtless very easily. So that's what I do. And I would like to share with you all as well. I'm sure that will also help you. Because sometimes when we try to meditate, we are not able to meditate because of unending thoughts. Even though in our conscious mind we know that we have to let them go, sometimes it can be difficult. And I think emptying our heart in front of Shrimataji's picture helps a lot. It just takes away all our worries, everything else that has been bothering us. And then it gives us a state where, all right, now this is this. Now I keep all of that aside, and now I can meditate and strengthen myself to face the situation that is in front of me. So that is what helped me a lot. I really wanted to share with you all. There was another experience, very important experience, I would call as a second realization that I got. First one was definitely the self-realization when I went to a meeting, like an in-person meeting, like usually there are, and I felt cool. I felt cool on my head. I felt cool on my hands. But after a couple of years, as I grew up, I started to understand that there is something else. Also, there is something much more than that. As I started listening to Shrimataji's talks more and more, and I realized that this is not just a meditation. It is something that it is a way, it is a technique probably that we have been seeking for ages, and it is going to help us rise to the next level of evolution. But as Shrimataji says in various talks, the evolution so far has been in a very unconscious way. We have not been very much aware of how this evolution happened and how we came to this stage of being human beings. But this step is a conscious choice, is a free will that we'll have to choose. So many times that the questions that we get in breakout rooms or with other friends that we meditate with is, what is the purpose? What is the ultimate goal of all of this? Is to be able to realize that this is a step. This is that staircase to rise to the next level of evolution, where we first of all know ourselves. We understand our spirit. We understand our chakras. We start to find ways to bring us in balance, so we are able to face the daily challenges. As one of my sisters very nicely put up, as this is an ancient solution to the modern day problems, which is so true. And that was a second realization that I received, and my way of looking at it changed a lot. Earlier, it was only to get good grades or get a good job, but then later it was more to face the daily challenges, and also to be able to help others in some way to experience the same bliss, to experience the same peace and joy within. So I think the experiences are so many, but we always have limited time, so we have to. I really wanted to share these very important things with you all, and I'm sure they will be very handy, and I'm sure they'll help us all to get rid of our thoughts and be able to meditate in a more peaceful way. So I think let us begin today's Footsoak. Before that, let us settle down. Let us give ourselves just 5 minutes. We have kept everything ready. But to begin with, let us just open out our hands on our lap. Slowly close our eyes. And take our attention on our fingertips. On our fingers, on our palms. Let us see if we can feel any flow of vibrations. It can be cool, it can be warm, doesn't matter. Let us see if we can take our attention there. What I've found is when we start our meditation or Footsoak like this, it brings our attention that was getting distracted due to thoughts or due to our other activities, it brings our attention from there to ourselves, to the vibrations on our hands. Let us also, at the same time, take a couple of deep breaths. Very slowly, we'll inhale, we'll exhale very slowly. And let us tell ourselves at this point that we are here for this half an hour, for our own cleansing, for our own meditation. And whatever thoughts that are coming, let us just say, not now or not this. Or I forgive. And to our Mother Kundalini within us, let us empty out our heart to her. Mother, I surrender my worries, my thoughts, my fears. We'll begin with this desire in our hearts that, Mother, please give me complete balance. Please let me feel this all-pervading divine power on my central nervous system. Now, very slowly, let us raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan. Let us now keep our right hand on our heart. We have not started our Footsoak yet, for those of us who have joined late. Our right hand on our heart, left hand is on the lap, towards the photograph of Shrimati. And here let us say in our hearts, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am not this body, mind, ego, superego, but I am the pure spirit. Mother, please let me feel my true self within. Mother, please make me fearless. Mother, please open my heart completely. And please remove all the self-doubts, all the known and unknown fears, all anxiety. Keeping our eyes closed, let us now keep our right hand on top of our head. Stretch out our fingers completely. Put the center of our palm on top of our head. Press down and move the scalp clockwise. And let us take our complete attention where we have kept our right hand. And while we move the scalp clockwise, let us say in our heart, Mother, please give me my complete self-realization. Mother, please give me my complete self-realization. Let us slowly raise our right hand a couple of inches above, away from our head, and try to see if we can feel any cool or warm breeze, or just some coolness or warmth spreading on top of our head. We can bring our hand back for another 30 seconds. Let us just observe what we are feeling on top of our head without putting any pressure on our eyes or eyebrows or forehead. Let us just observe. We can slowly open our eyes. Let us begin our foot soak. We can put our right hand towards the water and give clockwise bandhan as we vibrate the water with a desire that Mother, please remove all imbalances and obstacles in our subtle system into this foot soak water. Let us put both our feet into the water now. Let us begin with putting our right hand towards the Mother Earth. Left hand is on our lap. Here we are going to ask for cleansing of our left channel. While doing that, let us keep our attention on both the palms. Let us see if we can feel the flow of vibrations coming inside on the left hand and going towards the Mother Earth from the right hand. And here we'll say in our heart, Mother, please cleanse my left channel. Mother, please cleanse my left channel. Mother, please take away all imbalances, all emotional imbalances, all lethargy, heaviness, and all thoughts from the past into the Mother Earth. Mother, please awaken my pure desire within me. Our attention on both the palms. Mother, please cleanse my left channel. Let us keep our right hand on our heart again. And here we are now going to recite Shivoham, meaning I am the spirit. Let us recite Shivoham. We are going to take a deep breath before reciting Shivoham every time. Shivoham, 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 Now, with our right hand, let us give clockwise bandhan to our heart very slowly and see if we can feel any coolness in our heart. We are giving clockwise bandhan to our heart with our right hand. Mother, please strengthen my heart. Let us now bring back our right hand, left hand towards the sky. Again, here we are going to put attention on both the palms and see if we can feel any flow of any inward flow of vibrations on the right and vibrations going out towards the sky from the left hand. And let us say here in our heart, Mother, please cleanse my right channel. Mother, please cleanse my right channel. Please take away all excessive heat, all excessive thinking, all the stress, all the worries into the ether element. Mother, please take away all the doer feelings from my right channel. Our attention on both the palms. Why are we putting attention on both the palms? Is that the reason is our attention does not get any chance to run behind any thoughts. So it is easier to train our attention Mother, please enlighten our attention. Please purify our attention. Here, let us keep our left hand on the right side of our navel on the liver. Right hand is on the lap. The left hand is on the liver, the right side of our navel, under the ribs. And here we are going to say in our heart, Mother, please remove all excessive heat from our liver. Mother, please cool down our liver. When the liver gets overheated, because it is the chemical factory of our body, all the blood that passes through the liver gets heated up as well. That results in us being reactive, short-tempered, and ultimately it results in high BP, blood pressure. If this heat travels up to the lungs, it can cause coughing and ultimately asthma as well. So it is very important that we take care of our liver, because no medicine can really bring down the heat in the liver. So giving vibrations to the liver and doing Footsoak is the best way to keep the liver healthy. We say in our hearts here, Mother, please cool down my liver. Please cure my liver. Please remove all excessive heat from my liver. Let us now take our left hand back, and with our right hand, we are going to give clockwise bandhan to the liver. And let us try to see if we can feel any cool or warm on our liver. Very slowly, with our attention inside the liver. This is where our attention is placed. That is also why we have to take care of our liver, so our attention remains focused and stable. Let us now bring both hands on the lap. We'll say here in our heart, Mother, please cleanse my central channel. Mother, please remove all obstacles in the path of my Mother Kundalini. Mother, please let there be complete harmony between my heart, attention, and brain. Our attention on both the palms and on top of our head. Let us see if we are feeling more focused, more centered than what we were feeling before starting our Footsoak. Mother, please keep us in the present. Please keep us in balance. Now, let us rinse our feet and keep the Footsoak bucket aside, and we'll meditate for a while. Let us again spread out our hands and pay attention to our fingertips again. Our fingertips, our palms. Let us keep our right hand on top of our head again. Stretch out our fingers completely. Press down and move the scalp clockwise. Let us take our complete attention there and say in our heart, Mother, please give me my complete self-realization. Mother, please take me beyond this mind, thoughts, worries, and please make me thoughtless. Let us slowly raise our hand above our head and try to see if we can feel any cool or warm breeze coming out of our head towards our right hand. Some of us might just feel the coolness or warmth spreading on top of our head, or some kind of movement or an upward pull. Let us just pay attention to that. Take our hand back. Let us try to sit straight as much as we can without straining our back. Take our complete attention on top of our head. Let us just observe what we feel without putting any effort. Is our breathing balanced? Are our thoughts lesser than before? Are we feeling lighter? Keeping our eyes closed, let us see what we feel on our hands. Let us take our attention back to the top of our head. Now, keeping our attention on what we are feeling on top of our head, we are going to recite Om a couple of times. We're going to take a deep breath and then recite Om. And after every Om, we'll put attention on our hands and on top of our head. So we'll recite Om with a long breath, with a deep breath. For another 30 seconds, let us sit in silence with our attention on top of our head. The more and more we give attention there, we pay attention there, the more strands of our Mother Kundalini come up. The more and more strands of Kundalini coming up means that our Mother Kundalini is clearing us out and then coming up. So let us give her that support by just keeping our attention on top of our head. Now we are going to watch a small excerpt of Srimataji's talk. Let us try to maintain our connection on top of our head while we watch the talk. Srimataji is going to talk about the spirit here. And as I mentioned in the beginning, that this step of our evolution requires our free will, that we want to know ourselves. So with that desire, let us watch this excerpt of Srimataji's talk.
for ages now. Cover all the centers, because if I start covering all the centers, it will be a very lengthy thing. I've covered 3 centers, as you have seen: the Muladhara chakra, the Swadhisthana, and the Nabhi chakra. And others I'll cover later on tomorrow. But I must talk about the spirit, about which we are talking for ages now, that we have to become the spirit. Now, English language, as you know, spirit can be anything. It's a very ambiguous word. Even to alcohols we call it spirits, even to the dead souls we call them spirits, and even to the spirit, that is BR, the pure being, which is called as Atma in Sanskrit language, we call the word spirit. Here I am saying, talking about that spirit, which is the pure being within you, which is a detached being within you, which is the witness within you, which sees you all the time, which watches you, which resides within you as joy and happiness in the heart. It resides in the heart. This spirit is not in our conscious mind, is not in our central nervous system, is not under our control. To give it an analogy, I say that the left side within us is like the brake, and the right side is like an accelerator in a car. Now, in the car, we are learning driving, sitting in the front seat, and there is the master watching at the back and seeing the whole play. Now, what you do is to go to the left, means sometimes you put the brake, sometimes you put the accelerator, make mistakes, and then you learn how to drive. That learning how to drive is the wisdom part of it, which comes to us through balancing our lives. Balance is the most important thing to begin with. But even if you don't have balance, I have seen in Sahaja Yoga very imbalanced people get into the balance. Now this balancing, left and right, or say of the brake and the accelerator, gives you a position where you can say, now you have mastered the driving. But still there is the master sitting at the back. Then you become the master. The master is the spirit within you. You become the spirit and you start watching yourself as a driver. The whole thing becomes like a play, like a drama. That you separate yourself and start seeing everything happening before your eyes. Everything happening just like a drama outside you. And you are not the part and parcel of it. So you enter into the area of your axis and the periphery loses its impact on you. You become a person who is silent, blissful, quiet, and sees the periphery, the movement of the periphery, but you are not in it. That's how you become the master. That's how you become the prophet. But Sahaja Yoga today has a power to make the prophets out of the men of God, and these prophets will have power to make others prophets. So says William Blake, the great poet of this country.
Let us continue to keep our attention on top of our head, in our heart, and express this pure desire in our heart that, Mother, please awaken our spirit within us. Please let us feel our spirit within us. Please let us feel the source of joy and peace that is within us. Let us join our hands to thank our Mother Kundalini for connecting us to the all-pervading divine power around us. Let us also thank Srimati for giving us our self-realization. Let us try to maintain this state as we go about doing whatever we have to do for the rest of the night. And during the day, let us do this experiment that we take out 5 minutes a couple of times in the day, do the last affirmation on top of our head and try to bring our Kundalini on top of our head. That will help us sustain our state, our connection, and we are more ready to join the collective in the evening. Let us now very slowly raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan. Let us sit for another just 15 seconds to make sure our attention is settled after we have raised our Kundalini and taken the protection around us. All right, we will thank you everyone for joining. We will end our broadcast now. Good night. Thank you.